This is lesson 398, a spelling dictation lesson with two-syllable words, and the words will all contain at least one Vowel Group 5 or Vowel Group 6 team. Let's review Vowel Group 5. Vowel Group 5 is when a vowel plus R join together and form a team, and the sound they represent is not long or short. It's a special sound. AR represents the sound R, as in car. ER, EAR, IR, and UR all represent the same sound, as in respectively her, heard, bird, and burn. I will mention that EAR only forms a Vowel Group 5 team when it's followed by a consonant sound. If it's not followed by a consonant sound, then the E and the A join together and form Vowel Group 4, and R becomes a consonant. But if you have EAR followed by a consonant in the same syllable, then the EAR form together and are a three-letter Vowel Group 5 team. And finally, OR represents the sound OR, as in corn. When you encounter these teams in words for marking purposes, you underline them and write the number 5 under those teams. Vowel Group 6 is when two vowels join together and the first vowel does not represent its long sound. AU represents the sound AW, as does AW. Normally at the end of a word or syllable, we'll use AW, and within the syllable, we will use AU. EW is a vowel team representing two sounds. In the word few, EW is representing the sound U. When EW represents that sound, you underline it once. EW as a second sound represents the sound oo, as in the word new. Relatively few words will have EW where it represents its second sound. So again, the first sound for EW is U. The second sound for EW is oo. And when EW represents its second sound, double underline it. OI and OY both represent the sound OI, as in oil and boy. Here again, OY, normally at the end of the syllable or at the end of the word, you would use OY, whereas within the word, or within the syllable within the word, OI is used to represent the OI sound. OO can represent two sounds. The primary sound for OO, or the first sound, is oo, as in boot. And what do you put in a boot? A foot. And in foot, OO is representing the sound so you double underline it. So the first sound for OO is oo. The second sound for OO is Finally, we have OU representing the sound ow, and OW also represents the sound ow. You hopefully recall that OW can also represent the long O sound, as in the word blow, in which case you would underline OW and put a 4 under it. But when OW represents other sounds, not the long sound of O, you would underline it and put the number 6 under it. And when I say other sounds, actually I'm referring specifically to the sound ow. Now also let's review the marking procedure for words. You first of all underline any consonant or vowel teams, double underline any letters representing their second sounds, underline a silent E if there is one in the word. Then you would place dots under all vowel sounds, and if you have multiple vowel sounds in a word, you have a multiple syllable word, and you have to apply a syllable rule number to the word to indicate why you divide the word where you do. And then finally, after you've done all of that, you assign a vowel group number to the individual vowel sounds in each of the syllables within the word. We have 10 rows of words, and I'm going to begin with row 1. The first word is harness. Harness. Put the harness on the horse. Harness. Har, 2 sounds. H, R. Ness, 3 sounds. N, e, s. Harness. Step 1, identify vowel teams. Step 2, identify vowel sounds. Step 3, we have 2 vowel sounds in this word, so we have to divide the word into syllables. So now apply the syllable rule number. Syllable rule 1 is in effect. We have 1 consonant between our vowels. Finally, assign vowel group numbers to the vowel sounds in the syllables. Harness. Assert. I must assert my strong feelings regarding this. Assert. 2 syllables. First syllable ass. 2 sounds. A. S. Cert. 3 sounds. S. T. Assert. Look for teams. Identify vowel sounds. Divide the word into syllables. Assign vowel group numbers. Assert. In conversation, we say assert. For spelling, we pronounce the word mentally to ourselves, assert. Unhurt. Thankfully, he was unhurt. Unhurt. 2 sounds. N. Hurt. 3 sounds. T. Unhurt. First step, we look for vowel teams or consonant teams. Then we identify our vowel sounds. Assign a syllable rule number to the word. And assign vowel group numbers. Unhurt. The next word, outwit. She will outwit you in that game of chess. Outwit. Out. 2 sounds. Ow. T. Wit. 3 sounds. Wa. I. T. Outwit. Now, at this point, I'm simply going to have you pause the video and completely mark the word. Once you've completed marking the word, advance the video screen to see if you've marked your word correctly. Outwit. Row 2. Now, this word can be pronounced in one of 2 ways, and depending on the way you pronounce it, it will change the meaning of the word. So let's go with the word perfect. Perfect. She is perfect. Perfect. Per, 2 sounds. P. Fect, 4 sounds. F. E. K. T. Perfect. Mark the word and then advance the video screen. Perfect. Now, the other way to pronounce the word is perfect. In the first word, perfect, the accent mark or the emphasis is on the first syllable. But if you put the emphasis or accent mark on the second syllable, it changes the meaning of the word to and again, the word is perfect. And the scientist will perfect the process to cause the chemical reaction, as an example. That is to perfect something, is to complete. Whereas perfect, she is perfect, means that someone is beyond reproach. The next word is carpet. Carpet. I need to vacuum the carpet. Car, 2 sounds. K. R. Pet, 3 sounds. P. E. T. Carpet. Mark the word. Carpet. Carpet. Thousand. We have 1,000 reasons to sell the house. 1,000. Thou. 2 sounds. Th. Ow. Zand. 4 sounds. Z. A. N. D. Thousand. Mark the word. Thousand. And here again is an example of a word where we exaggerate the pronunciation a little to conform to the spelling. Again, we in conversation say thousand. In spelling to ourselves, as we spell the word, we say thousand. Exploit. He will exploit you if you let him. Exploit. X, 2 sounds. X. Ploit, 4 sounds. P, ul, oi, t. Exploit. Mark the word. Exploit. Row 3. Perhaps. Perhaps. Perhaps you have a good point. Perhaps. Per, 2 sounds. P, Haps, 4 sounds. H, a, p, s. Perhaps. Mark the word. Perhaps. Anoint. Anoint. The priest will anoint the baby at the christening. Anoint. A, 1 sound. Noint. 4 sounds. N, oi, n, t. Anoint. Mark the word. Anoint. Foolish. Foolish. It is foolish to maintain that position. Foolish. Foo, 2 sounds. F, oo. Lish, 3 sounds. Ul, I, sh. Foolish. Mark the word. Foolish. Here, OO is representing its first or primary sound, oo, as in boot. Augment. Augment. I would like to augment your position with additional resources. Augment. Aug, 2 sounds. Aw, g. Ment, 4 sounds. E, n, t. Augment. Mark the word. Augment. Row 4. Subvert. Subvert. He will subvert the democratic process. Subvert. Sub, 3 sounds. S, b. Vert, 3 sounds. V, t. Subvert. Mark the word. Subvert. Escort. Escort. Allow me to escort you to the prom. Escort. S, 2 sounds. S. Court, 3 sounds. K, or t. Escort. Mark the word. Escort. Stubborn. Stubborn. Now, conversationally, we say stubborn. For spelling, we say stub-born. Stub, 4 sounds. S, t, b. Born, 3 sounds. B, or n. Stub-born. Mark the word. Stub-born. Stubborn. Balloon. Balloon. The child held tightly to his balloon. Balloon. Again, we're going to exaggerate the pronunciation a little bit here. Bow, 3 sounds. B, a, ul. Loon, 3 sounds. Ul, oo, n. Balloon. Mark the word. Balloon. Balloon. Row 5. Verdict. Verdict. The jury reached a verdict. Ver, 2 sounds. V, Dict, 4 sounds. D, I, k, t. Verdict. Mark the word. Verdict. Hermit. Hermit. The hermit lived in a cave. Hermit. Her, 2 sounds. H, Mit, 3 sounds. I, t. Hermit. Mark the word. Hermit. Persist. Persist. I will continue to persist to finish. Persist. Per, 2 sounds. P, Cyst, 4 sounds. S, I, s, t. Persist. Mark the word. Persist. Enjoy. Enjoy. enjoy yourself. Enjoy. N, two sounds. N. Joy, two sounds. J, oi. Enjoy. Mark the word. Enjoy. Row 6. Forget. Forget. Please try not to forget this time. Forget. 4. Two sounds. F, or. Get, three sounds. G, t. Forget. Mark the word. Forget. Morbid. Morbid. She has a morbid sense of humor. Morbid. More, two sounds. Or. Bid, three sounds. B, I, d. Morbid. Mark the word. Morbid. Checker. Checker. He is a checker at the grocery store. Checker. Check. Three sounds. Ch, k. One sound. Checker. Mark the word. Checker. And here we underline the syllable rule number above the word 1. We underline it because we are dividing the word in a place where we are contradicting syllable rule 1. According to syllable rule 1, CK should go with the second syllable, but as we've discussed in other words, CK must stay with the short vowel. It never begins a syllable, and therefore we're going to divide it contrary to syllable rule 1, and by underlining the 1, we're indicating that fact. Appoint. Appoint. The governor will appoint a special representative. Appoint. Conversationally, we say appoint. For spelling, we say point. App. Two sounds. A, p. Point. Four sounds. P. Oi. N, t. Appoint. Mark the word. Appoint. Row 7, convert. Convert. We will convert this railroad track to a bicycle path. Convert. Con, three sounds. K, a, n. Vert, three sounds. V, t. Convert. Mark the word. Convert. Import. Import. We import many goods in this country. Import. M, two sounds. I, Port, three sounds. P, or, t. Import. Mark the word. Import. Target. Target. The archer hit the target. Target. Tar, two sounds. T, r. Get, three sounds. G, e, t. Target. Mark the word. Target. Target. Alloy. Alloy. An alloy is a mixture of metals. Alloy. Al, two sounds. A, ul. Loy, two sounds. Ul, oi. Alloy. Mark the word. Alloy. Alloy. Row 8, permit. Permit. You must get a permit to do that. Permit. Per, two sounds. P, Mit, three sounds. I, t. Permit. Mark the word. Permit. Artist. Artist. She is a very great artist. Artist. First syllables are, one sound. Tist, four sounds. T, I, s, t. Artist. Mark the word. Artist. Artist. Hardship. Hardship. There is a great deal of hardship in this program. Hardship. Hard. Three sounds. R, d. Ship. Three sounds. Sh, I, p. Hardship. Mark the word. hardship. Hardship is a compound word composed of two separate words, hard and ship, and you join them together to create a new word. Disjoint. Disjoint. Disjoint means to disturb an orderly organization. Disjoint. Dis, three sounds. D, I, S. Joint, four sounds. J, oi, n, t. Disjoint. Mark the word. Disjoint. Row 9, invert. Invert. Invert means to put something upside down. Invert. In, two sounds. I, n. Vert, three sounds. V, t. Invert. Mark the word. Invert. Squirrel. Squirrel. The squirrel ran across my backyard. Squirrel. First syllable squir, four sounds. S. Second and third sounds qua, Rel, three sounds. R, ol. Squirrel. I'm exaggerating the pronunciation somewhat here. Let's mark the word. Squirrel. So we say squirrel, but for spelling we pronounce it squirrel. Squirrel. Manner. Manner. What manner of boat do you plan to go cross the lake in? Manner. Man, three sounds. N. Ner, two sounds. Manner. Mark the word. Manner. Employ. Employ. We will employ every tool we have. Employ. M, two sounds. Ploy, three sounds. P, ol, oi. Employ. Mark the word. Employ. Our final row 10, market. Market. The market was closed today. Market. Mar, two sounds. R. Ket, three sounds. K, t. Market. Mark the word. Market. Market. Support. Support. We offer you our complete support. Support. Sup, three sounds. S, p. Port, three sounds. P, or, t. Sup, port. Mark the word. Sup, port. Support. Filter. Filter. The filter on my car needed to be replaced. Filter. Fill, three sounds. F, I, ul. Ter, two sounds. T, Filter. Mark the word. Filter. Final word is account. Account. We have an account with that company. For spelling, let's pronounce the word count. First syllable ac, two sounds. A, k. Count, four sounds. K, ow, n, t. Count. Mark the word. Count. And this completes the dictation of words from lesson 398.